Hey, this is Anthony from RevZilla. We watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new TCX RT-Race Boots available at RevZilla.com. This is the TCX RT-Race Boot, baby brother of the RS2 Evo boot, which is that top-of-the-line Pro model. This is their latest entry, new for the fall of 16, going into 17. Dear God, man, you're just coming in over the $300 mark. We don't really have a ton of gripes about this boot. It does a lot of the basics and a lot of the mid-range really well to get you to the track. I consider this to be a mid-range plus level of protection, functionality, and style for a track-oriented boot from TCX. Now, TCX, I'm just gonna lead with this. I have to dock you a couple points. You're Italian, you're stylish, but the DNA of this boot feels like the hair of a DNA of maybe another manufacturer that you might compete with, and I'm just gonna leave it there. Functionality, you've nailed it. Design and style, be a little more unique this time. We'll just leave it at that. Let's talk briefly about fitment. Fitment of this boot is going to be commensurate with the size chart, lots of adjustability, non-removable inner booty in this boot. So again, speed lace system, non-removable, we'll get to that, but there's a lot of adjustability here. You have flex in the side, you have they call it dual flex control, which limits hyperextension and flexion. You even have the ability to adjust up here at the calf with this ratcheting system. We look at how this works. Again, so fine tuning it, but in the footbed, TCX has been making boots for the American market for a long time. Use the size chart, you won't be surprised. Not overly narrow, not overly wide. And remember, if you get it wrong, we'll ship free over 39 bucks, and we're here to help you out. I'd also love it if you click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel, leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback on the new RT Race. Now, if we dive in, it is microfiber, like any other race boots I'd see in the market. And I'm hoping TCX comes out with a perf version downstream. I'll also say that when you step up into something like that RS2 Evo boot, what you're going to get is metatarsal protection. You're going to get the AirFit system. There are some additional bells and whistles and pro-level protection when you get into that $400 range that you'd be getting. But for here, closer to the $300 range, it's plenty of DNA, plenty of protection. Again, you're looking at that CE level rating. It's going to protect your foot and keep you comfortable when you get to the track. So we've talked about microfiber. If we look at it, we have this elasticated TPR up along the side. That's going to tie in with our zip for entry and exit as we move it down. So again, you have the ability, especially if you have a heavy-duty race sock, depending on how you zip this guy down, to have the flexibility of on and off. We've talked about the double flex control, which is a tongue and groove system. Back of the heel counter as well as the top of the boot. Again, hyperextension, hyperflexion, but I will tell you the boot from there up does get a little softer. It is going to move with you, but it's not overly rigid. If we look at the protection scheme, big solid TPR at the shin. Again, we'll be comfortable at the top of this TPR. This is a TPU. It's poly, where this is TPR and rubberized. And as we move down to the toe, you have this TPU dual recess stitching over the shifter panel. And then you get into some of your hard parts. You have a removable TPU hard part at the toe, lateral side protection if you're dragging a toe or if you get caught. If we look on the outside here laterally, magnesium, replaceable, and then you have a hard part TPU, which also at the heel counter, the base of the heel is going to allow you to replace that as well. So whenever you can start replacing parts, you can make an investment and you can upgrade or tune that investment or keep that investment maintained over time. And the RT Race is going to allow you to do that. Move along to the back, you're going to see how this flex system works its way up and back in that tongue and groove. We move to the inside. This is actually one of my few gripes with this boot. If we look at it, this groove comes down awfully far. It'd be great to see them cover that or maybe even change the material away from this smooth TPU to a rubberized finish to give you another tactile point with the bike. So again, in many cases, you're going to be working with your feet against the bike, and to have a point of contact there gives you one more area for feedback and control. Working your way up, heat shield suede on the inside. It's not going to scuff anything. And if we think about the molded sole, notice the heel cockpit here is going to be very, very rigid, plenty of protection along the ankles, and it's a single density race sole. Again, not meant for walking around, meant to give you great support and feedback from your pegs. And again, single density for consistency all the way through. And it does have a decent protection scheme or a decent grip scheme and paneling to it. If we move our way back up to the top of the boot, we've already talked about this component that slides in and out easily, allowing you to cinch it down. You do have microfiber coming up to create a great seal against your race suit. And then if I open it up and I slide it down, I'll open it from there. Notice on the inside of this boot, it's going to be a wicking, moisture wicking mesh type material pulling sweat away from your race sock. And then you do have the speed lace system. And notice this is Velcroed here. So there's my speed lace, easy entry and exit. The inner booty is stitched in. It does not come out, but you do have the ability to keep everything where it's supposed to go. And again, when I look at this boot, I think about boots that I've seen on the market between $300 and $400 that are really very close to being race thoroughbreds that are going to perform extremely well. And I think about what it competes with, which is going to be some of the other families of higher end boots from other Italian manufacturers. I won't name them by name. You can ultimately connect the dots on your own. I do applaud TCX by hitting a price point that makes it more attainable for people to get better gear and make it to the track. I just want to see the next iteration of this boot be a little bit more unique in its design. That would be my gripe. Next step in your journey is to click the info button, your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page for the RT Race from TCX. Read other rider reviews. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for free over $39. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion of the latest and greatest in the motorcycle universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.